The inspiring journey of Steve Harvey. This is the story of a man who went from sleeping in his car to standing on some of the biggest stages in America. A man who turned pain into power, failure into fuel, and dreams into reality. This is the story of Steve Harvey, a comedian, a television host, a motivational speaker, and a living example that your current situation does not define your future. Early life, humble beginnings. Steve Harvey was born on January 17, 1957, in West Virginia, USA. He grew up in a working class family. Life was not easy. Money was limited, opportunities were few. As a young boy, Steve struggled with stuttering. Speaking in front of people was not easy for him, but deep inside he had a dream. He wanted to be on television. When he was in school, his teacher once asked students what they wanted to become. Steve wrote, "I want to be on TV." His teacher laughed. She thought it was unrealistic. But sometimes the dreams people laugh at are the dreams that change the world. The struggle years. Before success, there was struggle. Steve Harvey worked many jobs: insurance salesman, carpet cleaner, mailman, even boxer. Nothing seemed stable. He was searching for his purpose. In the 1980s, he decided to try stand up comedy. That decision changed his life, but success did not come immediately. At one point, Steve was homeless. For almost 3 years, he lived in his car. He showered at gas stations. He struggled to find food. Many nights he cried and questioned himself, but he did not quit. He kept performing at small comedy clubs. He kept believing that one day his time would come, and it did. Race to fame. Steve Harvey's big break came when he became a finalist in a national comedy competition. Soon he was hosting Showtime at the Apollo, which brought him national recognition. Later, he starred in his own sitcom, The Steve Harvey Show, which became very popular. But his most famous role came later as the host of Family Feud. His humor, facial expressions, and honest reactions made the show funnier and more relatable. He didn't just read questions, he entertained, he connected, he made people laugh from the heart. Today, many people around the world know Steve Harvey because of Family Feud clips shared online. Steve Harvey is not only a TV host, he is also an author and motivational speaker. His book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, became a bestseller and was later turned into a movie. He often speaks about faith, hard work, persistence, believing in God's timing, taking risks. He openly shares his failures, mistakes, and lessons that honestly makes him powerful. Life lessons from Steve Harvey. Don't let your current situation define you. He was homeless, but today he is a millionaire. Take the jump. Steve says you have to jump. If you don't take risks, you will never fly. Faith and action go together. Believing is important, but you must also work hard. Failure is not the end, it is part of the journey. Steve Harvey's life teaches us something very powerful. Success is not about where you start, it's about how long you keep going. From sleeping in a car to hosting international television shows, from being laughed at to being applauded. His journey reminds us that dreams are valid even when others doubt them. So, if you are struggling right now, if people are laughing at your dreams, remember Steve Harvey. The couple who helped Steve Harvey before the fame, before family feud, before the suits, the spotlight, and the success, there was a young comedian who was broke. Steve Harvey was struggling in his early comedy days. He had very little money. Sometimes he didn't even have enough to travel to the next city for a performance. One day he got a big opportunity, a chance to perform at an important comedy show that could change his career. But there was one problem. He didn't have money for the ticket. At that cruel moment, a couple saw his situation. They believed in him, they saw something special in him, even when he was just a struggling comedian with a dream, and they decided to help. They brought him a ticket so he could travel and perform. It may have seemed like a small act of kindness to them, but for Steve Harvey, it was life changing. That opportunity opened doors. It led him to bigger stages, greater recognition, and eventually national fame. Why this story matters? Imagine if that couple had said, "It's not our problem." Imagine if they had ignored him. Sometimes destiny moves forward because of simple human kindness. Steve Harvey has shared in interviews that he never forgot the couple who helped him when he had nothing. He often talks about how important it is to help others when you can, because you never know whose future you are supporting. This story teaches us two powerful lessons. Never be ashamed of your struggles. Today's struggle can become tomorrow's testimony. Never underestimate small acts of kindness. A ticket, a meal, a word of encouragement, these small things can change someone's life forever. Before success, there is struggle. Before applause, there are silent tears. And sometimes before greatness, there is a stranger who believes in you. If you ever get the chance to help someone chasing a dream, be that couple, because one day their success story might begin with you. The personal and family life of Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey has been married 3 times. His current wife is Marjorie Harvey, married in 2007. Steve often says that Marjorie changed his life. He has publicly shared that after many struggles in his earlier marriages, he finally found stability, peace, and partnership with her. Marjorie brought 3 children from her previous relationship, and Steve embraced them as his own. Together, they built a blended family based on love and support. Steve frequently credits Marjorie for helping him grow emotionally and spiritually. His children. Steve Harvey has 7 children in total, 4 biological and 3 stepchildren whom he adopted after marrying Marjorie. He often talks about fatherhood as one of the most important roles in his life. His children include twin daughters from his first marriage, a son from his first marriage, a son from his second marriage, 3 stepchildren from Marjorie's previous relationship. He is also a proud grandfather. Steve has openly said that earlier in his career, when he was struggling financially and traveling constantly, he missed important family moments. Later, he worked hard and rebuilt and strengthened those relationships. Family values. Steve Harvey strongly believes in faith in God, discipline, hard work, respect within the family, providing for loved ones. He often shares family advice on his talk shows and in interviews. His parenting style is described as strict but loving. Even though he is famous in his humor, at home he considers himself serious about family relationships, faith, and personal beliefs. Faith plays a major role in Steve Harvey's personal life. He frequently talks about trusting God, praying daily, and believing that success comes with responsibility. Many of his speeches include messages about patience, gratitude, and purpose. He believes that his struggles, including homelessness and failed marriages, shaped him into a wiser person. On television, Steve Harvey is loud, funny, and expressive. But in his personal life, he values quiet time, family dinners, mentoring young people, giving back through his foundation. He founded the Steve and Marjorie Harvey Foundation, which focuses on youth education and mentorship programs. Behind the sharp suits and famous mustache, behind the laughter and viral family feud moments, Steve Harvey is a husband, a father, a grandfather first. His life shows that success is not only about money or fame, it's also about repairing relationships, growing emotionally, and building a strong family foundation. And for Steve Harvey, family is not just part of his life, it is the heart of it. And that's the story of Steve Harvey, a man who went from sleeping in his car to standing on the biggest stages in the world. A man who faced failure, heartbreak, and struggle but never stopped believing. His life reminds us of something very powerful. Your past does not control your future. Your struggles are not permanent, and your dreams are always valid. If this story inspired you, if it reminded you to keep going, then don't forget to like this video. Share it with someone who needs encouragement and subscribe to Echo English for more inspiring stories that improve your English and your mindset at the same time. Because here we don't just learn English, we grow stronger every day. See you in the next video.